The next place that we're gonna go,
Yeah, let's go someplace else.
it's called Songbird Theater, and it's actually one of the newer dimensions.
Holly is one of my. It's probably my most like. I have to stay out of Holly's dimensions when I'm building, or else I end up wanting to build to look like her. Do you know what I mean?
I'm a total Holly fangirl.
Oh, she is fantastic.
So she used a lot of the new dimension items that were available, and this is in a court dimension, which you don't normally see.
Ugly. Court is awful.
I mean, I've never seen a dimension. I've never seen it used for anything. This is like the only one I've actually seen, and she has 171 plus ones already.
Yeah. This is an amazing transformation of this place, and a transformation, if anybody wonders, if you look at keys when you first start and you think, oh, I have to build it to look like this, or I have like it starts off as a beach, I have to build a beach thing, or it starts off as a winter scene, I have to build it. No, you totally don't. You can add all kinds of effects, lighting, weather, anything you want, and black out things in the background and make it anything you want. So this one, if you saw Court without her dimension, it's ugly and dark. It's awful.
So everything you see here, she put here. It doesn't come with the dimension. She built it all. Even that bird up in the sky, or there's two of them, two birds in the sky. She put those there. Those are dimension items. And all of these buildings are dimension items. And so she's made it look like a little kind of medieval town street. It's so beautiful.
I love this place.
Storefronts here, like a little tavern. We can go in here.
The thing and Holly does an amazing job. I think this is under her alt Hawthorne too. It is Holly. Mm-hmm. She takes some big dimension items, like some pre-made houses, and puts them in the background. Things you won't actually go into, but she has them there as scenery, and then she builds the detailed stuff, obviously, where you are walking through and you see it and everything. And oh my god, it just oozes greatness. She's probably my whatever. She's my dimension hero.
Yes, I'm
awesome.
a total
heroine,
fangirl.
I should say.
I don't know if you've been in this dimension before, Blythe. Have you? Did you see the rooms up above the tavern? One of them has a red handkerchief hanging off of it. Off the door handle.
I don't know if I noticed the red handkerchief. Oh my god.
Night saw it too.
Do I want to know?
You don't know what that means? Night, you're going to have to...
No, I was going to say. I'm like, Holly's too sweet. She wouldn't put like a red... What? No, I'm just kidding. Everything about I'm sure I've been through here probably 10 times, and I bet I have missed some things because her details are just crazy, amazingly
It's
awesome.
True. She is very talented and skilled in the details. That's something
you're running now. Do I get to run?
Yeah, you can run.
So I can catch up. It's hard to go through.
You know, when I build dims, I build a lot of dims that are just used for adventures, and then I tear them down and build different dims. And so I don't always put a lot of detail. If there's detail in one of my event dims, then it's there for a reason. Otherwise, it's all kind of basic. So I really love the detail that you can find in some of these dimensions.
Well, the detail in one like this, though, is, I mean, she has it there. It is so ready for RP. Like, we haven't even gone to the theater yet.
Oh, look at this.
I know. She's so cute.
How did she make this flute here? Or this recorder type instrument, do you know?
That looks like, what's a couple of wood spheres and some flat pieces. I don't know what the circular piece is in the middle. But yeah, she's got that leaning against a pillow, which is a great way to...
No, the flute.
Oh, the flute.
Yeah, but that, I mean...
Oh.
So what is this? A lute? I don't know.
I don't know what that is. Is it a spy? No, it's not a spyglass.
No, because it's wood. It's really something, though.
I don't know what it is, actually. That could be a piece. It looks like she put the black dots in there.
Yeah.
So she must have started with something. Oh, she's got her parts. You can't even look and see the parts. You can do that now. When you're going through dimensions, builders can... Oh, Knight's saying it's the feathered pen.
Oh, right. And she's got the feathered part hidden. But as you were saying,
behind the pillow.
When you're looking at dimensions, up here is where you're talking about. If you look at your
menu, do you see the little page button? I don't know what it looks like in yours.
Yeah.
It's blocked. You can't see it here.
Yeah, in some dimensions, though, and of course in your own, but when you go into other people's dimensions, you can open that up and it shows you the different pieces that they've used, every single one. But now, with one of the recent patches, they made it so you can turn that availability off to visitors if you want to.
There's a website called Dimension Addicts. I think it's dimensionaddicts.com. And people will submit sets now. So if you use the Tinker Tools add-on that we were talking about earlier, you can go through and save something. So let's say I made a set to make that flute, or lute. What do we call it? We'll say it's a lute. And I would I would copy them all into a Quotey Fingers, a set. And then in Tinker Tools, there's a little menu where it shows you all the parts. It lines them up exactly where they should be. You can then save it to Dimension Addicts. And then, so if somebody else wants to come along and they're like, oh, I need a musical instrument, and they find your lute, they can then upload that set, go get the parts, and they can make it in their own dimension. So if you don't mind sharing, it's a really nice way to help people.
Yeah, that's a really great service. Look, it's Night.
Fantasia is that, huh?
Night, I love that you change your outfit to match every dimension we go into.
Oh my God, I'm totally in the wrong.
He's like a he's like a decoration for every dimension we enter.
He is. Can I point something out in here?
Absolutely.
RP-wise, not that I need to tell you, of course, but if you look at her seating in here, she has the chairs pulled away from the table and they're kind of cockeyed in different positions or whatever. People who come in to do RP, you cannot sit on a chair. So if you line them all up really neatly and tuck them under the table, nobody can actually sit on them. So
because,
if you pull them,
in some MMOs, you can click the chair and your character will sit down in it, but you can't do that in Rift.
We're hoping that it's coming. They just came out with interactive windows and doors. So Tacitus and Blazing Octopus, we keep poking them to get that done. So
it's a really weird thing because when I first started this game, I know people who actually quit because of that inability.
No way.
Yeah, they're like, I can't RP here. I can't sit in chairs. I'm like, really? I'm like, wow, that's hardcore, man.
Wow. Well, so
right?
Well, I only said it until we are able to do that. If you're building a dimension, pull the chairs out a little bit so somebody can actually sit upon the chair and, enjoy the atmosphere and the whatever, like Night here.
Well, and plus, I mean, it's role play. You want it to look like it's being used and that people are using it. So everything's not going to be lined up perfectly. Things are going to be askew, and it gives it a more realistic feel.
Yep. But seriously, can we look at the beauty of this theater for just a second? Holly is amazing. I have to bow down to her awesomeness when I'm here. Oh. Love
everything
this.
She put in all the pictures that you can see in the theater, hanging and up at the top there, she made those by hand with small building block pieces, and they're really gorgeous.
Yep. So the clouds, we were just talking about morphing, if you lined up a whole bunch of discs, which are the flat circles, and then sort of angled them one way or the other, and then put some behind it, you just sort of get that. You can fool around and find the outline or whatever. You have to fool around in the dimension. You do to get a feel for what you can do.
How did she make these chandeliers?
How did she make what?
The chandeliers up here. What are those chains? Those are 2 wooden posts and candles that you can get. But what are those chains?
The chains look like, oh my god, I cannot remember what they're called. Anyway.
It's okay. We'll let you off the hook. I promise.
Okay. I'm going to be like Googling this app.
Because how many dimension items are there now? There's thousands.
7,000 plus 7,000 plus. I heard that.
Oh, Kula says they're the Bravanek stanchion with chain.
Really?
Yeah, because you can bury the stanchion part and just use the chain part. And they're kind of bent like that, so I can see that, yeah.
Yeah. Leave it to Holly.